Today on Community Cooking, we have guest chef Oscar Gonzalez cooking up some finger foods for your next tailgate. From Asian meatball sliders to slow-cooked spicy pulled chicken sandwiches with blue cheese. You're gonna wanna pull up a chair for this one. We are cooking with some of the best chefs from right here in our own community. So grab a chair, get comfortable. We got another great menu coming right at you. This is your Community Cooking. Hello and welcome to Community Cooking. I am your host, Kirk Leins, and in our kitchen today is Chef Oscar Gonzalez from Lisa's Bon Appetit from right here in Torrance. Yeah. How are you, Chef?
Good. How are you?
Good to see you again.
Good to see you too.
Now, the last time we were here, or when you were here, we're always here. You created a pork chop, a delicious pork chop meal, and I mean, this was something that could be a holiday meal or something that would just make any table look great. Yeah. Today's a little different story.
Yeah, today is a get-together kind of thing.
Okay, so more finger foody.
That's it. Appropriate
for, let's say, tailgating or a Super Bowl party or this bunko thing, which is all the rage right now, right?
It's the rage, yeah, for sure.
You know, you got to bring something to the bunko party, apparently. That's the rules. Yeah. So why not bring some delicious Asian meatball sliders or pulled chicken and blue cheese sandwiches, right?
Just do something different that everybody's used to.
Excellent, excellent. So today we're actually starting with the Asian meatball slider.
Yeah.
Okay, why don't you run us through the ingredients real quick here?
So we have our beef, we have egg, salt and pepper, our furikake, we have the garlic, ginger, hoisin sauce, we have Parmesan cheese, and then we have our mozzarella, which we make.
Okay, so a few things to talk about here. First off, with the beef, what do we use? Is that 80-20 or?
We actually use 85-15.
Okay, so a little leaner than what most people would use in a burger.
Yeah.
Okay, so 85% lean, 15% fat.
That's it.
Now, for those unfamiliar, furikake.
Yeah.
I love this stuff, and I think it goes good on a lot of things that aren't even Asian.
Yeah.
I guess what people need to know is that there's several different kinds.
Yeah.
But the main component, or the common component in all of them would be the nori, the seaweed.
Yeah.
And then this one I see has sesame seeds and other things. I don't know what else is in there, but it's basically a Japanese seasoning that goes on rice.
That's it.
But I love it on French fries.
There's salt and pepper.
Yeah, I have it. I've had it on eggs. I've had it on other proteins. It's really good, and you can find that in any Asian market.
Any Asian market.
And even I've seen it in the grocery store as well.
Yeah.
Furikake. And then, now, you were saying that earlier, but right before we started the show, that you actually make the cheese, the mozzarella?
We make the mozzarella, yeah. And we actually have, like, a lot of the things that we're doing right now that are trending are our stations. We do several kinds of stations in whatever party you want. So one of the stations is we make actually the mozzarella there. So we stretch it and we fold it and we do everything right in front of everybody.
There's nothing like freshly made mozzarella.
Plus, you eat it while it's hot, so it's great.
So, yeah, I got you. And then also, these brioche buns, tell me about those. They're beautiful.
Well, actually, the owner, Suzanne, makes them, and they're so good. Normally, we would add, like, butter to the bun before you put it inside.
But that's all butter?
But this is all butter, so you don't need to. So we're going to start mixing everything for the meat. So remember, when you're doing something with raw meat, you have to use the gloves.
Yeah. You know, and I prefer it too, because, you know, dirty little secret for me, the mixing is like, that's one of my worst things. I hate that feeling.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm always wearing gloves, even at home.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to clean up, you just take them off, right?
So the only thing that we need to do is actually just open this, which we ground also.
That's your own grind?
Yeah. So we know what mix do we want, what do we want to put in, and the percentages and everything.
You guys are too good to be true. That's awesome.
So you put your egg here.
Is your pan okay? I can see it's smoking. You good with that?
Yeah. I'm gonna
so I got your back.
It a little bit.
I got your back.
Thank you. So we don't need to mix it before.
The egg?
We will mix it, yeah.
Okay.
We will mix it later.
Great.
So we have that. Salt and pepper a little bit.
Okay, kosher salt, and you've actually added the pepper to that already.
Yeah, I do a 75-25. 25
salt to
pepper. Yeah.
Right. Gotcha.
And then we add a little cheese in there because I just love, instead of the breadcrumbs, just the breadcrumbs to get the...
Well, this is a meatball. This is a meatball. So, you know, I add Parmesan cheese to my Italian meatballs. Why not to my Asian meatballs?
Yeah. So first, what I like to do is just mix, before you put any of your aromatics in here, I
Right.
just like to mix and get the texture right.
Get the egg distributed. And
Yeah. So this is what I like to do, and that's pretty much the texture that you want.
Great. Because you don't want to overwork a meatball either, correct?
Yeah,
That's what makes the meat tough. You got to get everything mixed through. That's sort of the trick.
Yeah.
Get everything mixed through, but not so much that the meat is just like compacted.
mushy or
Well, then the juices don't circulate, and you
Yeah.
end up with a tough meatball or
So-
a tough burger.
Now that we're checking that we need more healthy food, and even in this kind of things that normally people are not like used to this kind of healthy food.
Right.
What we do is like hide it. We do like your mother would do. So we chop a lot of vegetables. We chop 5 different vegetables normally and put them inside there. So they will be hidden there, and even kids will eat it.
So a lighter version of this would be to like maybe use a portion of that meat and replace it with like very finely chopped vegetables.
Yeah, and that's right now they're calling it a blended burger when it's just with mushrooms, but we do it with several different things.
That's neat.
And
That's neat.
it gives it like a great moisture.
Right, because of all the water content.
Yeah, I'm adding now the furikake there. We're gonna put a little bit more later,
Okay.
but we want that. Well, actually, I'm gonna chop this.
Look at you chopping that garlic with a bread knife. You're a pro. That's not easy to do.
That's not easy to do.
No. Especially when you're used to using your chef's knife.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so basically, I mean, we're utilizing standard, like, sort of meatball making techniques here. We're using a lot of the same things, but at the same time, an Asian twist.
Yeah. Then your ginger, which you can peel either with the back of your knife or even with a spoon.
With a spoon, right. Look at that. And that way you're taking off the skin, but you're not, if you use a knife just to slice it off, you're wasting ginger.
Plus, remember, it's an aromatic. So when you're crushing it, you're getting rid of the actual aromatic. So what you want is just to have everything, like all the oils that you can get from it.
Right. Also sort of the same theory behind when chopping an onion or chopping garlic, that like when you chop an onion, you have the technique of the making the planks and the sticks and then the chop.
Yeah.
It's minimal cutting, because
Yeah.
the more that knife goes through the onion, the more of that water and the flavor is on your cutting
You
board.
don't actually see it, but it's like when you do like maybe cilantro, that when you see it bruised. The other ones are white, that's why you don't see them bruised. But I mean, they are hurt.
Right, right. Basil.
Yeah.
Basil. You can
Basil, that one does that too.
my love-hate relationship with basil, right? I mean, isn't it like the most finicky herb ever?
Yeah,
It hates everything. It hates
Yeah.
cold, it hates hot, it hates moisture, it hates light.
Hates everything.
Right.
But it tastes great.
But it's delicious.
Yeah. So now that we have this, we're just gonna start forming our meatballs.
Okay.
So we want to do like a little circle here, and then we're gonna add a cube of the mozzarella.
So what we have here is what they call a Juicy Lucy.
That's it. It's kind of a cheesy surprise there.
I was actually not that long ago in Minneapolis, and I went to the bar/restaurant where the Juicy Lucy was created.
Yeah. Well, there's several people that say they started it.
Yeah.
Both of them there,
right.
but they still fight.
Oh, they fight. Yeah,
Yeah.
I talked to a lot of the locals. They gave it up to Matt's Bar. They said it's Matt's Bar.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm going to go with that.
Okay.
The best part about it is they spell it wrong. They
really?
spell it Jucy. So if you see it spelled correctly, it's actually not the
right
original.
one,
Right.
yeah.
That's great. And so this is going to, as these things cook, that's going to get just like molten inside.
Yeah.
And that's nice.
Yeah.
Also another thing to help keep it moist inside.
Yeah. Plus, since we're searing them without any oil or butter.
Oh, wow. So you're just going to go, okay. You're just going to go right into a dry pan.
Since it's 75% meat but still has that fat, that's pretty much all you need.
Well, and you also added fat to the inside of it, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So, again, with the healthy, right?
Right.
We just don't want to exceed that.
We're making cheese stuffed meatballs healthy.
Well, not right now, but then if you add all of the vegetables.
Listen, I am a believer that if you're using whole food ingredients, that's healthy.
Yeah.
You know, that's sort of how I roll.
More so if you're doing it, then you know what's in there.
Right, exactly. You're controlling those things, and you're using whole food ingredients, and you know, a little bit of portion control, and a little exercise never hurts. But other than that, it's like I don't really count calories or fat grams or anything like that. For me, it just doesn't really work. That's when I become a rebel.
Yeah. The good thing about this is when you have it in the bun, since it's so big, you're not going to be able to like open your mouth that big to
right, so because you're not smashing it, you're actually leaving it as a meatball in the bun. And then what are you going to stir it?
Yeah. So that's pretty much how you do it. And then we have our pan. It's hot enough. We saw it.
Yeah, it's lightly smoking. That's
So we just want to sear them. We're going to finish them in the oven. And we have the oven going at 350.
Okay, and then so when you sear, are we searing them on all the sides?
All of the sides.
All of the sides.
The thing that we want to do is to keep all the moisture inside.
Right.
That's why you do it this way.
That's why you're creating sort of a barrier so that doesn't come out, and you're also adding texture as well, correct?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, look at that. That happens pretty darn quick when you have a hot pan.
Yeah. Yeah. So right now we're just searing them all of the sides. We're getting that beautiful brown in there.
Okay. Well, I tell you what. Why don't I don't know if 4 is going to be enough for me. Why don't you make a couple more meatballs?
No
we're going to take a break.
Yeah.
When we come back, well, we're going to get these in the oven over the break because they'll be needing a little bit of time to cook.
Yeah.
We'll come back and we'll start on our other sandwich.
Perfect. Sounds great.
Yeah. So, don't go away. We will be right back.
Guess what? I have some news for you. There's free food right there. Junk food. You see that truck? Oh, jeez. It's a 2 Michelin star chef. All for free, ladies and gentlemen. All for free.
Here we have a panzanella with summer vegetables and pesto. Enjoy. How we doing?
Fantastic.
So what do you got going on underneath that plate there?
This food is really about to be thrown away.
Yeah.
Is there something wrong with this food? Where did you get it from?
From farmers markets. They put aside the ugly vegetables and the ugly fruits.
Carrot top, soft avocados. It was all food that was going to be discarded.
Even the drink you had is made from like a little bruised peach. Did it taste a little bruised?
It was good.
The average person throws away 24 pounds of food a month. That's a lot. Isn't that a lot? Go visit savethefood.com for more information. Thank you. Junk food time!
Welcome back to Community Cooking. I am in the kitchen with Chef Oscar Gonzalez. I don't know why I always want to call you by another name, but it's Chef Oscar Gonzalez from Lisa's Bon Appetit, and we are making finger foods.
Yeah.
And we've got 2 delicious sandwiches here today. You know, I lied on the other side of the break. You know, we got to break. I told you that these were going in the oven. Chef reminded me that, no, we still are missing a step. We've got to glaze these with some hoisin. Yeah. So as you can see, I used the opportunity to have him make more meatballs, and now you're just going to give it a little dollop of that beautiful hoisin sauce.
Because we still want the layers on it. So you're still going to taste the hoisin, but we also want you to taste the beef in there, because that's the whole point of it.
And that's why you didn't mix it in with the beef, correct?
That's it.
Okay.
So you have the layer of the hoisin, you have the layer of the beef, and then you have the layer of the cheese inside.
That's going to be good.
Yeah.
That's going to be really good. Should I get those into the oven
Yes,
for you?
please.
Okay. Yeah, just slide that over, and I will get that. Now, 350-degree oven?
Yep, perfect.
And for how long?
Just, I would say 4 or 5 minutes. and we're good.
Okay. All right, and now we are going to get started on our chicken sliders.
Yeah.
Okay, or actually, they're not a slider, it's a sandwich, right?
It's a sandwich.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you need, we're going to do this in a slow cooker, correct?
Yeah.
All right.
So
let's
this is
get
the
you
kind of
this.
thing that you can do. Well, you go to work, you put this first, and then you just come back and they're ready.
Beautiful.
So that's the great thing about it.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's nice, right? I mean, I do like using slow cookers for that. Just start it in the morning, and by the time you get home from work, dinner's ready.
Yeah.
And minimal cleanup because you've all pretty much done it all in one pot.
Yeah. At the same time, it's 8 hours on slow or 4 hours on high. So we're gonna put the raw chicken inside.
Okay, and those are tenders you're using, or are those breasts?
I'm using tenders.
Okay. Wow, so you're using actually a very lean cut of chicken and cooking it for a long time so that it breaks down and gets moist that way, as opposed to just a quick sort of.
Yeah, and this one will soak up all of the flavor, and it's pretty much like you would call it maybe wings, just in a healthier way.
Those are some very meaty tenders, by the way.
Yeah, they are.
Beautiful.
So we put them here, and then we just add both of the sauces that we have, which is the hot sauce, a buffalo sauce that you can make or you can just buy.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Make? I mean, did you make this?
Yeah, of course we do.
You made the hot sauce?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I know there's chilies, I know there's vinegar, and I know there's salt. Anything else I'm missing?
You have to cook them, but you have to cook them really slow, so you get like all of the flavor of the chilies to the vinegar. So the vinegar, what it does is like the salt to the water. It makes it hotter. So that's why you want to cook them, but you have to cook them really slow.
So how do you do that?
Sous vide.
Sous vide?
Yeah,
really?
That's the trick. So if you do it sous vide is actually just precision cooking.
Right. So sous vide is a process which is it's water that is heated to an exact temperature and then is circulated. You have sort of a heating element and a fan, and it circulates the water, and you cryovac it first, right? And then put it in and let it cook really slow.
Yeah.
And that's just the chilies and the vinegar and the salt in like a, and then what you blend it and strain it.
Yeah.
And that's what that is.
Yeah.
Can I taste?
Yeah,
Can I give
of
them
course you can.
Because that looks like, oh my goodness, that tastes like something that you would just buy.
Yeah.
You made that.
Yeah, of course. But this is healthier because now, like we were saying, you know what you have inside.
That is so good.
Yeah.
And a really nice like heat level, like not blowing you through the roof, but at the same time, right there in the back. That's great. Now you just also put in
the ranch?
Ranch dressing, and that's home. Wait,
of course.
We've got ranch dressing, hot sauce, and chicken tenders in a crock pot for 8 hours on low or 4 hours on high. And
depends on how hungry you are and if you go to work 4 hours or 8 hours.
And how fast you're going. Wow, and that's all this is.
Yeah, you just mix it inside. Make sure everything's completely mixed. If not, you will have just one piece with that ranch and one piece that's gonna be really hot. Because remember, this thing is gonna concentrate because it's gonna cook for a long time.
And that's why you've got the ranch in there, sort of to cool it down a little bit, add a little dairy so that it's not just through the roof.
Yeah, but you still taste that great flavor.
Beautiful. I mean, listen, it doesn't get any easier than that.
Yeah.
It does not get any, and I'm sure, I mean, there'd be all kinds of applications. You don't have to put that on a sandwich. That could be, you know,
you don't need the carbs if you're not eating the carbs.
Right.
You can even do it like they do right now for the burgers, like put it in a lettuce wrap or something.
Good idea. Now, I noticed that we've got this loaf of bread here. What are we doing with this?
That's baguette. So what we need to do...
Does it need to be open, or is that...
we can open it, and we can cut it, and then we can put it inside. Because since we just baked it, that's why it's...
You guys did this baguette as well?
Yeah.
Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful baguette.
So we can just cut it, and then we're going to bake it along with our brioche bun.
Okay.
So if you want to put this in the crock pot
and you want to get started on that bread there?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. You get this back in. And let's do this. So, well, we're going to go high for now.
Yeah.
We've got another one cooking, but
so right now the crock pot is a craze, but in case you don't have a crock pot, you can actually do it in the oven like we are right now. We have one already cooking in the oven. And that will take you around maybe 2 hours. And the temperature is lower, so you have to put it at 220, 250 at most.
Right, right. Now the only problem with the oven though is that it's because it uses sort of that convection.
Yeah.
It's a dry heat.
Yeah.
It's a dry heat. This here, it's a very moist heat.
Yeah.
Right.
Plus, it's not direct heat.
Correct. Because I mean, and that's the funny thing, you know, when you talk about these slow cookers, it's actually a very simple science.
Yeah.
And we've got a cast iron enamel sort of like pot that sits inside of a heating element.
Yeah.
And that heating element just like heats it sort of on the lower side of hot.
Yeah.
And it's indirect, and you put a lid on it, and you just can cook something for 8-10 hours.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so we've got our meatballs are cooking in the oven. We've got our chicken in the crock pot. Now, we're going to put the bread in the oven as well, get that nice and toasty.
Yeah.
All right. And
This ones and those ones also.
okay. Let me give you some of those.
And since we did a lot of these, now we have to
Yeah,
do
right.
a lot of these.
We've got to make them all now. I promised the crew that I will not eat 3 or 4 like I bragged about doing. I'm going to save some for everybody else. Perfect. Let me get those in for you. All right. Here. Okay. All right. Well, I guess that's all doing its thing right now.
Yeah.
What do you say we take a break? We'll clean this up, and when we come back, make some sandwiches.
Perfect.
And eat some
Okay.
sandwiches.
Yeah.
Perfect. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Did you buy a bouquet of asparagus?
Hey Alexa, ask Save the Food how to store asparagus.
To last as long as possible, asparagus is best stored in a vase with water in the fridge, like flowers.
Alexa, how do you tell if asparagus is still good?
If it's not moldy or slimy, it's okay to eat.
Well, flowers would still be nice.
Enable the new skill from Save the Food on your Amazon Alexa. Save food, save money, and help fight food waste.
Welcome back to Community Cooking. I am in the kitchen here with Chef Oscar Gonzalez, and we've got everything ready to go to start making some sandwiches, right?
Yeah.
Our meatballs are out of the oven. Our chicken our slow cooked chicken has done its thing, and we've got this beautiful bread, and we're all ready to go. So let's make some sandwiches.
That sounds perfect.
Okay, let me. You wanted to shred this, right?
Yeah, I can start.
So why
with
don't
that.
I give you that, and then you can take the chicken out, and I'll take that away for you.
Sounds perfect.
Oh yeah, that's like falling apart, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Look at that.
Beautiful.
Plus, he has
It's,
that pinkish.
Yeah, it's a
hue.
nice color too.
Yeah.
You know, it's so funny because you just think of like, you know, chicken breast is something that overcooks so easily, and here we've cooked something for so long, but yet it's fallen apart and it's nice and tender.
If you just
Look
press,
at that.
look at that.
Yeah, and juicy.
Just by pressing.
You can see on the inside, it's perfectly juicy.
Yeah.
We all good there?
So we can, we
Okay,
can take
let me
that away.
actually let me grab another one of these. So coming through. All right, put that over there.
So we're gonna shred this, and there's a great trick to do this also. If you have a standing meat mixer, you can actually just put this inside with
nice.
With the just what you would use for the dough.
Oh, like
Not the hook, but the other one.
Oh, okay, got you. The paddle.
Yeah, the paddle. So you would put the paddle in, and then press for maybe 5 to 10 seconds, and you will have it perfectly shredded.
Okay, so 5 to 10 seconds.
That's it.
Wow. So I guess if you're doing a lot or a restaurant, you really would want to do it that way as opposed to what you're doing here.
Or you just don't want to shred it.
Yeah.
You want the
Although,
machine
you know
to
what,
do
you're
it.
making pretty quick work of that. That's coming apart real easily with the 2-fork method.
Yeah, because it was long cooking. So the slow cooking, this is what it does. It keeps everything together like it should, but still you're gonna be able to pull it apart. So it's our healthier version again of the pulled pork, right?
Right. Right. Beautiful.
Yeah, so we have enough of that. So what I'm gonna do is start.
Make some sandwiches.
Yeah, we're gonna cut this.
Okay.
You see how flaky it is?
That is beautiful. Yeah, I'm a big fan of brioche, and The fact that
And
this
you're
is
gonna
homemade.
taste this one.
Yeah, it's just, they're gorgeous.
And you don't want to leave them a long time in the oven because then they're gonna get hard.
You got hockey pucks at that point.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
So we're gonna start with this ones, and then you don't need anything else because we already have sauce and everything inside.
Just as it is.
So just like that.
Beautiful. And start plating these up.
And you see the cheese going
Yeah,
out.
that's great, right? When the cheese spills out a little bit, and it gets a
Yeah.
little crusty. Gorgeous. And if you wanted to garnish these, maybe a little cilantro, something like that,
Yeah,
that would work.
parsley can work. Perfect. What I'm gonna do is actually, what I would do is just put a little bit of the furikake maybe on top.
Oh, that's nice too, right?
But we already have some inside.
Right.
So on the next time we could do that. So we've plated that one.
Here,
so we
I'm
can
gonna,
just
yeah. I don't
this
think it's
one
fair
to
that I get
you.
all of this to myself, so I'm gonna cut this out. Chef, do you mind if I use your knife?
Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. All right, there we go. And, oh yeah.
You
There
can
we go.
see the cheese inside, right?
Oh yeah. All right, here we go. Mm. That's really delicious. And you know what? You're right. You do get layers of flavor here.
Yeah.
Really good meat.
Yeah.
Really, really good meat. Cheese is great. It's got a nice little pull to it, and then the sweetness of the hoisin on top.
Yeah.
Really good.
Plus, the whole flavor of it is there,
Yeah,
right?
right.
It was cooking with everything together.
Oh, it was with the ranch dressing, the hot sauce, and the chicken.
Only good things. Since you already have some salt in the actual ranch, you don't need any other kind of salt on top.
There we go.
Perfect.
Here is that beautiful sauce that you were referencing. And that's so good.
So now, for this one, you just want to add a little bit of the cheese because everybody loves cheese.
Well, and it makes it that like the buffalo chicken sandwich.
That's it. And then you just add some of these beautiful sauce that you have here.
Oh yeah. All right.
You see?
All right. I'm ready to go. I'm salivating.
There you go.
Let me take a bite here.
And I'll do the other one.
Mm.
And it's nice and crunchy, and our baguette is competition baguette. That's something that I have to say.
Everything. You're right. Great baguette. But boy, does that work, and boy, is that satisfying. I don't know which one I like better. I'm going to have to keep eating to figure this out. Chef, thank you so much for joining us again.
Thank you.
And remember your promise. You're going to come back, and you're going to do some molecular gastronomy.
For sure.
Awesome. All right. Just goes to show you we really are cooking with some of the best chefs from right here in our own community. Thank you for watching Community Cooking. We will see you next time.
If you'd like a copy of the recipes seen on this show, send us a self-addressed stamped envelope to the Office of Cable and Community Relations. That's 3350 Civic Center Drive, Suite 200, in Torrance, California, 90503. Be sure to note the show number displayed on the screen. And don't forget you can find all the fresh ingredients used on today's show at the Farmers Market. Visit the one here in Torrance at Wilson Park. That's located at 2200 Crenshaw Boulevard. They're open every Tuesday and Saturday from 8 a.m. until 1 p.m., rain or shine. And if you'd like to be a guest on our show, email us at communitycooking@torranceca.gov and check us out online at youtube.com/TorranceCityCable and like us on Facebook at Community Cooking TV.